Alright, guys. Back at this again. Hopefully, you guys are remembering to send me pictures of your homework, because if not, I'm putting in zeros. Just FYI. Today, we're going to try synthetic division. Some of you are going to like this much better than the long division, because you're dealing with only numbers instead of the x's, which makes it a little bit easier to understand. I'm going to go through your notes with you and do an example, and then I'm going to do another example like that'll be on your homework, because I think some of you need to see more than one example. So first thing in your notebook, title it synthetic division, and we're going to fill in these parts here. I will also put the copy on Google Classroom for those of you that want to just listen to me talk and then write it down later. So when you see synthetic division, it's going to be set up a little different than the long division problem. Instead of a long division bar, we're going to make this little box in the corner and then draw our line underneath. Okay? What goes in this box in the corner? It's going to be a number. Oh, different color. This number is going to be whatever root or zero they're asking you to test. If they tell you to divide, you have to be able to figure out what the root is based on what you're dividing by. And I will show you how to do that in our example. So this is your root. Okay? The numbers that go here on the top line are your coefficients from what you are dividing. Okay? So you will put the coefficients, which are only the numbers in front. You do not put any variables or any letters in this problem. Not until the very end when we put our answer in. So here, we only put the coefficients. Okay? If you're missing one of your terms, you will put in a 0 in its place. So, for this first star, if a term is missing, you fill in zeros. That just makes it easier for everything to line up when you go to put your variables back into your answer. Okay? The numbers that you're going to get down here at the bottom, as we work the problem out, are going to be the new coefficients of your answer. Okay? Oh, if you heard that, that's my dog. She's standing in the doorway. JD, go away. Trying to do notes. Go get Daddy. Go on. Everybody say hi. She can't help herself. Hello, JD. We love you. Go away. Goodbye. Love you. Okay. Back to notes. Let me put this back so I don't drop it. All right. Awesome. Okay. So we have to remember to fill, if a term is missing, to fill in zeros. And then remember to check for a remainder is our last stars. Remember remainder. Because sometimes we will have a remainder. You see this off to the side where it says mama? It says mama. That is an acronym for the steps that you have to do. As we go through this, we are going to repeat multiplication and addition. So we multiply, add, until we get all the way to the end. Okay? So let's start our first example so I can walk you through it. So, just like we have up here, I'm going to make my little box in the corner, and I'm going to make my line across, okay? Now, you see how this says x cubed minus 1? I'm missing an x squared term, and I'm missing an x term. So I need to write this out with all of my terms in there. But remember, if the term's missing, it's really a 0, okay? So this is the same as x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 1, okay? And then the numbers that are going to go in this top row here are my coefficients. This is really a 1, 0, 0, negative 1, okay? So I write 1, 0, 0, negative 1. The number that goes in this box is my root. That comes from here, okay? See how it says x minus 1? That means my root is positive 1, okay? You do the opposite sign of whatever it tells you to divide by. So that means in this box here, I'm going to put a positive 1. Now, the steps that we need to do. First thing is we're going to draw a line onto where our remainder is going to start. So you see how this is an x cubed? I go over 3. I draw a line down. That means anything that happens here is going to end up being a remainder, okay? And the things that are going to be here are going to be my coefficients in my answer. First thing, every time you bring down this first number, okay? So that's going to be a 1. Now, to find the number that comes next, I take the outside and multiply it by the bottom, okay? So I am going to take these two guys, and I'm going to multiply. So I do 1 times 1, that gives me 1, and I write it here. And then I add down, okay? 0 plus 1 is 1, and I put it there, okay? Then I do the same thing again. Outside times bottom, 1 times 1 is 1, put it here, add down, I get 1, right? 0 plus 1 is 1. Then I repeat. Outside times bottom is 1 times 1 is 1, put it here. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Okay, now I'm done with all the steps. I need to show you how to put it together. So, my original problem was a cubed, but I'm dividing, which means I'm going to start with a squared. Okay, so this is going to become 1 x squared. This comes down, plus 1x. This comes down, plus 1. This guy is my remainder. I have no remainder. Okay, so this is my answer, because this is what's left. Or we can write it like this when we're trying to find our roots. Okay, that's one example. This will be in Google Classroom for you to copy it down. Okay, I want to do the other example with you because it's a little bit bigger and it does have a remainder, so you can see what that looks like. Okay? Sorry guys, let me get a drink of water. Give me a second to write this. All right, I'm gonna erase this part here and write the new example. Okay? This was example 1. So now we're going to do example 2. Keep Mama on the side there so we remember what to do. Okay. So, our example 2 is going to be 2x cubed plus x squared minus 53x minus 32. And it's going to be divided by x plus 5. Okay? So, first thing, my root, or my 0, is going to be the opposite of this guy. So it's -5. So that's what's going to go in my little corner box. Right? We put our -5 in there. Okay? The numbers that go here are my coefficients. Okay? So I have 2. Remember, if I don't see one, it's a 1. -53. And -32. Since my highest power is a cube, I draw my line down after 3. 1, 2, 3. Draw my line down, which means this section will be my remainder. Okay? You should be okay with where I'm getting the numbers from. If you have no idea where I'm getting these numbers from, email me and ask me for help. Okay? Because that part is the most important to be able to figure out the rest of this. Now, first thing, bring this guy down. Okay? And then I'm going to multiply this guy and this guy. Multiply. Okay? So we multiply outside by bottom. Okay? So, -5 times 2 is -10. Then I add down. I'm going to put a little star. Add down. Okay? So, I do 1 plus -10. 1 plus -10 is -9. And then I multiply again. Outside by bottom. -5 times -9 is positive 45. Then I add down. -53 plus 45 is -8. Now, I have to keep going because I still have a number. I have to multiply now because I just added. -5 times -8 gives me positive 40. And then I add down. -32 plus 40 gives me 8. There's no more numbers up here at the top, so I'm done. And I'm going to show you how to write your answer. Okay? So, like I said before, I started with a cube, but I'm dividing, so that means I'm going to end up with a squared. So this becomes, so we write answer, 2x squared minus 9x minus 8. This is how you write the remainder. It's positive, so I'm going to put plus, make a fraction bar. This goes on top. And then what you divided by goes on the bottom. And that is your answer. This is what you're going to have to do on your homework paper. And on Thursday, you'll have Delta Math. You'll have to be able to do this. But on your homework paper, I'm going to be looking for this work because I want you to do synthetic division. If it says long division, you'll do the notes from yesterday. All right, guys, make sure you ask me for help. Make sure you send me a picture of your homework so you can get your points. All right, guys, I love you. Bye.